Hello everyone and welcome to today's physics class. Today's class we are going to solve number 3 question on motion under gravity. So look at the question here. The question says a man on top of a tower of height 35 meters throws a stone vertically upwards with a speed of 14 meters per second. So that means it has an initial speed with which the object was projected. Okay. Find, number 1, the height above the ground reached by the stone. The height above the ground reached by the stone. Then, number 2, the speed of the stone when it reaches the ground. So 2 things we want to calculate now. We know the height of the building, okay? So when the man is standing on top of that tower, so there is a point where he projects the objects. The objects will get to a particular point before coming to the ground, because the tower is on the ground. Now the man is on top of that tower. So both the stone and the tower, they are on the ground. So therefore, if the stone goes up at a point, the stone must come back to the ground, because the stone will not land on that same tower, because the man throws the stone away. That is what is happening. So we need to analyze this question very well so that we don't get wrong answer. And also, as the stone is coming down, both the initial velocity of the stone with which it was projected upward is not considered, and it must have a velocity with which it must rebound on the ground. So let us screen the board. So since we already know the information, we have initial speed, okay? That's u equal to 14 meters per second. So what do we have again? Okay, we are having s equal to, so this s now is different from the height of that building. So it will not give us the height above the ground minus the 35 minus the height of the building. Okay, minus the height of the building, that is your x. So this is what we are going to make use of. Let us clean the board so that we can have space. So you can see I am managing the board, trying to raise some money. I have a very bigger board so that the teaching can be more flexible. So if you are a good fan and God lays it in your heart to assist with getting a good board, at least 30,000 naira can get me a very good board so that I can be able to solve and work flexibly. If God lays it in your heart to help and to assist, just DM and God will bless you. Okay. Okay, what's the question? Let us get a pictorial analysis. Let's use diagram to illustrate what this question is just saying. Let's assume this is a tower. This is a tower here, okay? This is a tower, and we are told that the tower, the height is 35 meters, okay? And the man is standing here. If the man raises the stone will go up, then goes up before coming down. Okay, the stone will go up before coming to the ground. Okay, this is the ground level. The stone will come here and hit the ground. Now, we are told that from here, this is the height they want us to calculate. From here, this is the maximum height, then coming down to this place. So that is your h. Now, what about from here to here? This is where we have motion against gravity. From here to here. Question, we are not giving time. It's only initial velocity and the height of the building that is given to us, the height of the tower. So we will make use of this. V squared equal to u squared minus 2gs. Okay. And now the s here, let us call here s now, because this is where the object will go against gravity, get to this point before coming to this ground level. So as it gets to this point, as it's coming down to this ground level, it will now be moving under the influence of gravity. But here, at this point, we need to consider here, that is where we are having this emotion under gravity here, against gravity. And at that point, this your final velocity is 0. Then your initial velocity is given to us as 14. Then minus 2. Acceleration due to gravity is usually 9.8. 9.8. Then this your s here, that is the distance from here to here now. This from here to here. So it will be this one here minus this one. That is h minus 35. Now let us compute. So if we just decide to move this one to this side, so it will give me 19 point, is equal 2 times this one, give me 19.6. Then multiplying h minus 35, then equal to, okay, this is 14 square because this is u square, okay? That is 14 square is what? 196. 14 square is 196. So let us divide both sides by this so that we can have this. So we have h minus 35 equal to 196 divided by 19.6. So if you look at this now, it means we are moving backward before to have this. So to divide this one, if you decide to shift this one back, we add 0, then it becomes 196 divided by 196, that is 1. Right? Because we shifted this one to one place of decimal, becomes 10. So that is 10. So therefore, your h will be equal to what? 10 plus 35, which will now give us equal to what? 45 meters. So the height of the stone above the ground is 45 meters. That is the answer to that. Now let us go to Roman figure 2, number 2. Let us look at the velocity, which is the speed with which it hits the ground. The speed, we are still going to make use of that formula. The speed, v square equal to what? U square. Now, as it's coming down, because it's now falling under gravity, we are not working against gravity again. So it becomes plus 2gs. Remember that s. It will not be, because we have already worked with this. Now it's not be from this building now, the height of the building now. So since we have already calculated this one, so it will not be the height. We are not going to use 45. We are going to use 35. Your v square equal to what? 14 square plus 2 times 9.8 times 35. Then v square is equal to 196 plus, this one is 19.8. 19.8 times 35 to give us 686. So your v square, let's add these two together to give us 882. 882. So v is equal to the square root of 882. And the square root of 882 will give us, let's press our calculator and get that. That is 29.7 meters per second. That is the answer to this question. So that is the rebound velocity. So if you find this class very interesting, help us to share this post, do well to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Physics and Mathematics Lovers. Bye.